What's happening, my people? Welcome to Vertical Football Podcast and welcome to another edition of 5 Things We Learn. Aston Villa versus Arsenal. It was a game of amazing, thrilling performance, and it was a game that a lot of people think that, it can go either way, and which is not bad. Arsenal did what they could do, and Aston Villa came with their best foot forward. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I don't want to talk about what I see in the match and what I think is the way forward for both teams. Let me start with Arsenal. Arsenal today looks like a team that are looking for something different from what they have been doing yearly. But is that bad to the point that they end up gassing out? I will not call it fatigue. I've been hearing a lot of people shouting, it is fatigue, it is this, it is that. I will not call it fatigue because there is no willpower. The willingness was not there in this match. Yes, they show passion that, we want to get this under the belt, win this game and push the lead forward. But in this match, they were the second best in almost everything. It wasn't really a bad performance from Arsenal, but the standard they have kept this season, they have gone down from that standard since 2-3 matches now. Yes, they are winning. And one thing that we always say on this podcast is that winning most of the time covers a lot of problem in the team. And I think that Arteta need to work on that. It is an issue that he needs to look into because it was not something that we expect that they should do. Now, the first thing I want to now talk about after giving that foundation is that the midfield today was something I don't expect them to be outplayed. On the ball, Arsenal look comfortable in the midfield, but off the ball, they were no place. I don't understand. Most of them, I don't know why it's like that. It's like Arsenal means power in the midfield. Look at what Aston Villa did. They have Kamara and Onana, two defensive midfielder in that place. And what did Arsenal have? Arsenal have Rice, Odegaard, and Zubimendi. Fantastic player, technical player. But in this match, they need player that can show a bit of physicality, and that physicality in the midfield was nowhere to be found. Now, maybe that's why some people are saying that, a lot of people are saying, they gas out, there's fatigue. But the truth is that there was no power in that midfield. And a lot of people are asking me the same question while we are watching the match. And they asked me this question that, so Arteta cannot do anything. And I told them there's no guard in the bench. He needs, when the goings get tough, Nogard can also help. Because one thing about the game of football is that somebody that is hungry to show the coach that I can actually do it can be the difference in the match. And that midfield was where to be found. It was like Aston Villa was just passing through that midfield like hot knife into a butter. And that was so terrible. The second thing I want to talk about is Arsenal is a team right now that are finding it difficult to play with teams that use long balls. I said it against Bayern Munich. I said long ball is another issue for Arsenal this season. And why am I saying long ball is the issue? Because when team goes long, what happened? The first ball, if you get the first ball, the most important part of every long ball is the second ball. And Arsenal in this match, I've been seeing it. It happens against Manchester United, against even Bayern Munich. Second ball is the problem. In this match, I don't think Arsenal won 10% of their second ball in this match. And it's that bad. If it's only second ball, we say, okay, they are not used to it. But what happened to poor recovery? In this same match, there is even poor recovery. Are we going to say the coach have to tell them how to get the ball, get the recovery? No. The second ball was something else. they have been struggling against Bayern Munich. Same thing happened. And I don't know, maybe is how Arteta parade them, because in this match they wanted to widen the pitch, which is not actually bad. Now, let me just give you a quick view, a tactical view of how they widen the pitch. Now, they started with 3 man at the back, 4 man at the back, sorry, and as usual, Calafiori will invert. But this time, the combination of Timber and Hincapie, he did not even know what they are doing. But I will get there now. I will get to that part. But now, Timber and Hincapie now move to the line, making them to look like a fullback. Now, someone like Rice or sometimes Odegaard or Zubimendi sometimes will come to pick the ball, making it 3 man at the back. So why going? And there was a lot of space. Now, the Aston Villa guys did not even, the Aston Villa guys, what did they think? They now say, okay, see this keeper avoiding the gap, let us use the space in between. And that is what is happening. And when you widen the gap, the Calafiori closing into the midfield. And as usual, Ben White also sometimes closing. One inverted, one will go to the byline, one will invert. So to help the midfield. But what did Aston Villa did? They noticed that those people, their level of recovery, Timber and Hincapie, is very, very difficult. They cannot recover from that large space, the angle they are in, back to the center again. So they capitalize on it. Maybe that is why everybody were panicking at the back. I don't know. Even though we know that there's injury at the back. But I'm telling you, they need to work on this number 2 point. Now, the third point I want to really talk about is that pressing for Arsenal is very, very tricky nowadays. I know a lot of people, it is called you press the space, which I understand. You press the space, but that does not tolerate bad pressing. In this match, the pressing structure is to press the space. And when you press the space, what happens? You are trying to cover the gap so that they cannot link up, they cannot link pass together, so you can have a quick steal. What happened? The pressing was not there. And I noticed that Arteta noticed this. So what did he do? He introduced Trossard, remove Eze, which was below par today. It was a terrible match for Eze today. Bring in Trossard, remove Eze also, bring in Gyökeres, and remove Merino. Now, the Merino part, I'm coming there too. Remove Merino. And there was more channels to walk in. And you can see it in the first 5 minutes. In the first half, maybe 5 to 9 minutes in the first half, Arsenal really showed the spark as they always show, and they scored a goal. But they regress again. There was no bite. In that first half, there was no bite. No bite. I don't know how team does this. I don't know how Arsenal do it. But this match, it was as if there was disconnection between the midfielder, and I've been saying it ever since on this podcast, between the midfielders and the attackers. And the role of Merino in this match is very obvious. You are the first line, but you also help in the midfield. So you also help in creating, in defending, which Merino is good at that. But today, he did not bring any threat whatsoever to it. No threat. And I think these are worry signs for Arteta. These are worry signs for Arteta in this match. And also, in this match, after the first 5 to 9 minutes, in the second half, Arsenal go back to the same thing. And this is the same thing. In the first half, there is only 2 channels of threat against Aston Villa. The wing from Eze, which Eze wasn't doing that good. And also, Saka, the central line, the middle of the park, where Gyökeres will do that crazy run, wasn't there. Arteta saw it as usual. and he changed personnel. And after they scored, because when he changed personnel, there were multiple threats from different angles. Odegaard have many passing structure, many passes, many angles to pass to. He said that he passed to Saka, he can play it long. He was able to have many options. Gyökeres was running through. So that caused the first goal. But later on, everything just went like a cold water poured on a fire. Bombs. And just went off. And this is not an issue, but it's a mentality issue. And Arteta, a lot of fans have been saying it, a lot of pundits have been saying it, that when it comes to December, January, Arsenal players, value, they become cowards. This is the time Arteta to tell them, bring yourself up, do the right thing, we go again, don't miss it. Now, the fourth thing I'm going to talk about is a combination of Timber and Hincapie. I don't understand. I know Aston Villa is a very difficult team. I know that Saliba and Gabriel are fantastic defenders. But I will have loved to see the combination of Mosquera. I don't know what's wrong with Mosquera. Mosquera and Hincapie again in this match. And Timber to do the normal Timber thing, to do what Timber does always. Give them the numerical figure in the attacking line. Both of them were shaky. To the point that Timber nearly had a own goal. They were shaky. Who does that? Timber will go forward and forget that he is a center defender. That combination, I don't think should happen again. Or Timber should play with someone that is calm on the ball, someone that is not as aggressive as Hincapie. And lastly, I will talk about the struggle that Arsenal have this season. And that struggle, we need to talk about it on and on. And it's a summary of everything. Corner kick is not a bad thing. And Arsenal actually are the best at that. But something changed. And I think it's high time that Arsenal should find another means. And today, I will give them this praise. I will have to give them the 50 for me in this match is the praise that they were able to also penetrate, even though they are without bites. I can see how they try to tear down defense when they are in the rhythm in this match. But in as much that I'm giving them that honors about how they play, how Odegaard is showing that with more game time, he's going to do so many things. In as much as I'm doing that, I think it's high time that Arteta trusts more players. It's high time for Arteta to trust more players. Let me just give you a quick roundup of my 5 things. Number 1, Arsenal is bad with second balls in this match. Second balls. You don't win a match unless you are dominating. If a team goes long with you, your second ball is very, very important. Number 2, your midfield. If you know that your midfield deal is not working, it is not bad for you to what? Change personnel. Trust other player to give you a lot of bites. Number 3 is that the struggle of Timber and the struggle in the central back is something that Arteta need to work on as quick as possible. Number 4 is that Arsenal needs to know, to give us this reason, are they team to be reckoned with? And the last one is Arteta needs to work on the player mentality. He needs to tell them, this is what I want you to do, and this I want you to do it. So, I know you have your comments, I know you have a lot of things. If you don't agree with what I said, you're free. Drop it on the comment section. But I will be here to answer you. And if you think you have a better opinion, drop it there. Till we meet again, I remain your blessing, and bye-bye.